So welcome everyone. Today I'm here with Pete Davies. Thank you so much, Peter, for joining. I really appreciate it. Would you please introduce yourself just to kick it off?
Yeah, so I'm Peter Davis. I actually am the president of Dundee Manufacturing and founder of Hope to Water. Dundee Manufacturing is we do renewable energy. We rack renewable energy all over the United States. And we also was the founder of Hope to Water. We do safe and clean drinking water projects here in the States and pursuing Africa. So I've been in the industry, over 21 years and had the pleasure of meeting Paulina through the Platinum Partners with Tony Robbins.
Yes, and we've known each other for over a year now, and it's been quite a journey. And you've seen me work, and this is why I also wanted to invite you to talk about it, because this is such an important topic. And by the way, the water projects that you're doing, the Hope to Water, is quite spectacular, and I'm really loving to watch the growth in that. It's a big mission and so much needed. So it's really great that you're doing that. So just wanted to mention.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Peter, why I wanted to ask you to come talk to me about the coaching industry and the choosing the right coach and all of that is because in my experience, so many CEOs and C-suite leaders and top executives, I talk to many of them and they really want to get on that speed lane. It's sort of, I use the metaphor of you go on a highway and there's the traffic bumper to bumper, 4 lanes, and then you see these people going on the carpooling lane, and you just want to be on that lane, but you're stuck here. So they want to get on that lane, but they don't sort of know what that coaching is. Now coach is yet another coach, right? There's even a stigma about it. So what would you say, first of all, why would someone hire a coach? Why have you hired a coach? Why would someone even consider doing that and investing in that?
Well, I think right now to pick up off your highway analogy is I think if you don't have a coach in your business, you're kind of on a dirt bumpy road. But if you bring a coach, you're on the autobahn. And that's truly the stark differences of employing a coach at a C level, CEO, CFO, COO, those kind of levels, because ideally in today's environment, business is very fast. The speed of business is just getting quicker and quicker every single day. So you've got to be dialed in as a leader of your company, and you've got to be able to tap into external sources such as a coach that's aligned and can bring in that external viewpoint of things that you're missing or maybe blind spots that you have in your business. And it allows you to get to your decision making a lot quicker. And I think that it just adds value, but it also kind of gives you a resource that you can tap into, if you get stuck or you need to, because I don't think that decisions in business are easy. And me personally, the reason I bring in coaches a lot of times is if I'm fretting on something, if I have a big decision, or if when I'm fretting, it's because I don't have enough information. So I've got to seek it out. And sometimes you've got to look outside your organization to be able to do that. So,
yeah, it's interesting. I had this metaphor. I think it came to me, yesterday. I was thinking about AI, and I had this light bulb moment that coaching or personal growth and a good quality coaching, we're talking about that, right? Is like AI. You can tap into AI and speed things up massively, or you can pretend it doesn't exist and try to do it your own way, and you will continue working on it in your own way. However, this is such a speed up process, right? And the same way, if we tap into the personal growth, which I've been doing massively as well, it's just elevation all the time. It's exponential growth. So I love your metaphor even better than mine. The dirt road to the autobahn. I love it. So maybe now let's talk about the why would you, like, in your opinion, why would you recommend someone like me to be a coach and mentor and business advisor to C-level suite? What's so unique? You've known me for a while now. What would you tell these leaders? What can they expect when working with me?
Well, I think the first thing is you're very honest. Even from day one, the first time I met you, you speak your mind. You're very, very honest. And I think when you're operating at a high level, you've got to have that transparency. You've got to have that open and honest communication. Because if you feel cautious about that, and I think that you lose time. I think that it sends the wrong message. And working with you, you've been very upright. Like, even though sometimes I didn't want to hear what you were saying, because it was difficult to hear, but the reality of it is it was very honest and truthful. And so I know that, I knew in my heart that you had my interest, my best interest at heart, even though it was kind of an uncomfortable situation. So I think with that's what I liked the most, because it gave me, I could trust that you had my interest at heart, but also that I could, it gave it a higher value. Like, when you would speak to me and we would discuss different topics, it really resonated with me. And, it was, I guess I'm looking for the right word, reassuring. And, you were consistent in the way that you approach things, and I always felt accountable, I guess. Like, you would always hold me accountable. And so with being accountable, like, yeah, you're smiling,
Too
but
much sometimes, too much, I know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
hey,
yeah, very accountable.
yeah.
That's an inside joke, right? But so, and I think that part of bringing you on is having that alignment, because there's got to be a stated purpose. And then I think once you align with the stated purpose, it's the alignment, the accountability, and the transparency and honesty that really makes it worth the relationship and the investment.
Yeah, oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm really touched and I really appreciate you. So let's again, it's a short interview for the sake of all my clients have no time. So let's bring it to the last question, which would be, again, imagine you talk to a CEO or leader of an organization, or someone who wants to really grow and get on that speed lane or that autobahn. The typical objections, and it is a saboteur mode typically, but like typical objections are, I don't have time, or I don't have the money. Often even now it's, I don't have the time. How will I be able to do it? Or even, and I learned that from you, how will I be able to implement what I will find out, right? Because people go like, okay, as long as I don't know about it, I will not have to implement it. But when I find out about it, I'll have to implement, and now I have no room. So that has also come up a lot from the potential clients and my clients. So what would you tell to these folks? Like, what would you tell them that they can make that decision actually for themselves, and they can know they are making the right decision and not missing out?
Well, I think the first thing is once you guys engage, with you, you're very focused and growth minded, and I think that the objections of no time is, if they're saying that they don't have time, then are they fixed minded, or are they growth minded? Are they looking for other ways to enhance the not time management. I don't like saying time management. It's life management, as we kind of learned in RPM and that.
Yeah.
You know, the there's like linear growth and there's exponential growth, like you said. And I think if you want a path of exponential growth, you've got to do that through the coaching mechanism. I think in align with the right coach, as with your past experience, you bring a lot to the table, and there may be things that they're not even seeing right now. And if they come on board as one of your clients, that's things that you can expose them to, that growth. And it's not just the professional piece, it's also the personal piece, that maybe adding different dimensions in their lifestyle or different ways that they're working that allows them the growth, but to free up time, right? It's like what we've worked on is leveraging their resources and resource allocation versus always leaning on time. That's kind of the only limited resource that we have. So I think if they bring you on, it allows them to not only work on the personal front, but also on the professional front, just as it did for me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Peter. And I actually had one last thing that came up for me, if you don't mind. So we've learned that psychology is 80% and strategy is 20%. However, mostly what I'm seeing is that, oh yeah, Paulina, I'll do that, but first I need to implement that system, or I'm now doing the AI implementation, or now I'm doing this, right? And people, it's our nature, right? We the doing is like certain, right? So we prefer to do something that's more like strategic or like a task activity, even though it's a great thing, versus focusing on that mindset and that psychology, because that's a little bit like, oh, so what could you say, like, why would that be more important, even though it's not tangible, right? Often it's not tangible, but why would you say it's more important to work first on the mindset and on yourself, and really from there elevate the other areas, right? And implement systems? And why would that be important from your experience?
Well, I think your psychology sets up almost like the growth or the goals or expectations that you're thinking. But if you're fixed minded, you fall into this limited belief pattern, and so you become very you're not pro growth. You're not willing to go the extra mile to punch through being successful or getting control of your life or taking charge. And obviously this is probably a long discussion, but the short answer is I think that you have to be growth minded. I think you have to employ other resources from the outside, such as coaches, mentors. The one thing that we've always been taught is like success leaves clues, right? And modeling, right? A lot of times we can just model somebody's other success, but also if you don't know what that model looks like, that's where the coaching can come in. They can introduce those models, those techniques, the different things that have already been proven that you might not be aware of. And like I said, and I think that truly, if you don't elevate the people that you're around, I think that's the other thing with the platinum partners. There's such a leveling up of professionals in that group that it's almost like drinking out of a fire hose. So, and I don't know if I answered your question entirely, but
yeah, you did. Yeah, I love it. And I love the mention of the growth mindset, because this has been such a revelation in the industry, but overall, right? There's Dr. Carol Dweck wrote the whole book about it, right? Called The Growth Mindset. It's been the thing where the conditioning and our limitations tell us, oh, I am like that and I cannot do it. And we believe it. So we sort of are always right and we cannot do it. So I love that you say that we want to be conscious about having that growth mindset. And and developing that growth mindset, because it's not just, thinking I have it, right? I have it because whatever you may think about it. And I had one more thought, but now it disappeared. Oh yeah, one of my mentors said to me once, and I think that is sort of conclusion to that last piece. It really doesn't matter what you do. It matters who you are when you do it. And for me, this is like a very profound, like that just came through. It's like that it's our life. It's your life, right? It's your life. It's my life. It's someone else's life. And at the end of the life, there will be a rocking chair, or there will be a last, sort of hospital bed moment, and we'll be looking backwards, and we'll be sort of discerning, how did we do and who were we being in that life. And it is the more important thing, who were we as a human, as a human. Did we act on sort of that leadership within, or or was it driven by fear and the saboteurs and the just achievement and ego? So I think that's maybe last golden
I
nugget
think
to share.
can I let me just say something real quick.
Sure,
So
sure.
I totally agree with you there, because I think the growth minded mindset moves you to closer to the person that you want to become. And I think people in general, if they can become the person they want to be, and they can be more, and they can, let's say, make more, they can, right, they can contribute more. And I feel like that's a general thing that is good in growth, because you like you're saying, it's who you are, all right, and who you become. And I think by being more, you can give more. And I feel like the world could be a better place.
Yeah.
So right there's your answer why you need a coach.
Yeah. And I
We can
think
all become more.
absolutely. And I love how we look, we grew this. We didn't think this would come to this moment, but I love your elevation of that thought even more, because uh, one of the things I talk about is like leave the legacy, right? So you tapped into that so much, right? So beautifully, the contribution, and what do we leave behind, basically, as our contribution to the society, to the world, to our families, to our whole like kingdom, queendom, whatever we create. And such a beautiful final thought. I knew that it was a great idea to invite you. Thank you so much again for joining. Is there anything else, a final thought you would like to share?
No, I think we covered everything. I appreciate you asking me to come on.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.